wonder what caused that. Yeah, a glacier. It was left behind by the retreat of the glacier that was here around 11,000 years ago at the end of the last ice age. And you can actually see kind of scratches, sort of, there's almost parallel lines in the rocks if you look in some places across the lake, and that's where the glacier has scraped debris alongside as it travels down valley, and that debris that it scrapes along the mountainside is called lateral moraine. It's just a bunch of rocks and gravel, and we will see the terminal moraine down valley at Queenstown shortly, and that's all the stuff it pushes out in front. So you can think of the glacier as a big icy bulldozer, and you're not too far wrong. Now this lake is unusual in that it has a tide. It's pretty big, and this tide is called a seiche, spelled S-E-I-C-H-E. It's a Swiss word. And a couple of the farmers from south of here wanted to do a bit of exploring, so they came up here for a look around and couldn't get past the end of that because the cliffs go straight down into the lake, and so they had to go up, and one went one side of the ridge and one went the other side, and they met up the top and they looked at each other huffing and puffing, and one guy says, "Oh, that was a devil of a staircase," and the name has stuck ever since. This road wasn't built until the middle of the 1930s. It was a government work project because, of course, we had the Great Depression, a financial crash at that time that happened pretty much worldwide, and we had a lot of people out of work, and so the government dreamed up some infrastructure projects to build roads and bridges and things, and this was one of them. And where we're going, the Milford Road, was another one. And here we go. The founder of Queenstown, William Rees, came around here, it would have been the 1860s or 1870s, with a mob of cattle, and then it was only just a cattle track, and they got to here, and you know, these great big cliffs, and the poor old cattle freaked out, the ones at the front, and stopped dead and wouldn't go any further, and the back of the mob couldn't see them, and they kept going and pushed the front ones into the water, and eventually all of them ended up in the water, and William Rees is said to have lost £1,500 when he lost that mob of cattle. Now, you know, $1,500 is a lot of money now, but back in 1870 odd, it was a small fortune, and he was not a happy man. And reportedly, he said the devil made them do it. I don't know how true that story is, but it's a good story. So Rees was the founder of Queenstown, really. He was the first European to settle there in 1860. He came to farm sheep.
Okay.
Which used to terrify those ancient seafarers like Captain Cook, because the Roaring Forties was known for its storms. And so here we are in the middle of a storm. New Zealand has a lot of weather, always travelling across it. It's very changeable weather, and nobody here goes anywhere in this part of New Zealand without an extra layer of clothing, even in the middle of summer, because you get rubbish weather like this happening. If I can get turned around. This could be interesting. Okay, right. Oh, and someone's having a pee in the grass. Don't you love it in a national park? Flippin' heck. Right, I'm just going to turn around, bear with me, and then you're going to have a 5-minute look out at the lupins when I am turned around. A long time to build this road. This rock is very hard. You can see that from the valley walls. They're very steep because the glacier didn't manage to erode them very far. So these rocks are really hard. Took nearly 20 years to build this road. Here we go, round we go, and have a look out to the left as we go over this bridge. I will go slow like the bus in front so you get a good look. This is Falls Creek and it's pumping today because it's been raining. Yippee! Here we go. Pretty nice.
Oh my gosh. It's like awesome.
Anyone's wondering what the orange colouring is on the rocks, that's a lichen and it only grows. we're just climbing up to the Homer Tunnel. Gertrude Valley is on our right. Hopefully we'll catch the lights. They won't change before we get there. This tunnel is controlled by lights. Each side takes a turn. You can actually pass a bus and a car in there, but we tend not to because it freaks out the tourists. Oh, bugger. Sorry. Damn. We gotta wait. Damn. And here comes a Kia to harass everybody. There he goes.
What did you open but you don't know how to close it?
Look, did you see his beautiful underarms, that lovely orange colour under the wings?
What do you not know
Can
how
of
to
Coke.
open? What?
Can of Coke.
Nope. No. Give up? Tabasi?
Yeah, give up.
Egg.
No,
Oh,
don't
good
feed them.
job.
Don't ever feed them, please, because
Read up this question.
their food, our food makes them sick, and then they don't breathe. Okay, wait for it. Wait. There we go. Welcome to the Phi-Vu Valley, everybody. Pretty cool. Now have a look up to your right. That's the other side of the Homer saddle. The postman used to go up there. He had a sort of a metal ladder and some metal ropes, but no thank you. Apparently he nearly drowned one day because of the amount of water coming off the mountain. Okay, so Phi-Vu, the name of this valley is actually Welsh. It's spelled clean out, but you pronounce it Phi-Vu. And that's because we've had the English and the Scots, so the Welsh have got to get in on the act, naming things. The first two men, they were, into Milford Sound, came from Wales. And they actually came from the same part of Wales, which is really weird. The first one was John Grono, who came here in 1810. He was escaping a storm at sea, headed for what he thought was a bit of a dent in the coastline, some sort of bay, but it opened up into this huge natural harbour of Milford Sound. He actually called it Milford Haven after where he came from in Wales. Now Grono was actually, he was a Welshman, but he was based in Sydney at that time, and he was a whaler and a sealer. Captain Cook never came in here. He was too far out at sea along this part of the coast to even know that Milford Sound was here, and he sailed past several times. So Grono came in first, called it Milford Haven because it reminded him of the harbour back home in Wales at Milford Haven. Next up in check out the amount of moss on the tree trunks. It just gives you an idea of just how wet it is here. Okay, we are about to go over another of those one-lane bridges. Have a look out to the right. This is the Tutico River. Probably can't see it, but Mount Tutico is up the valley here. And a particularly nice waterfall straight ahead. Yeah, you can only just see the bottom of it. There we go.
The weather conditions are slightly variable today. There may be a little bit of liquid sunshine coming out of the sky some days during cruise, but apart from that, we've got no wind, flat seas. And that's a beautiful day for it. Plenty of waterfalls to show you. If you can on board with a lunch car, you're on the lunch off the coach, or with a lunch, you can area downstairs. There's also serving the white selection of cold food here at Phi-Vu. Should be chocolate bars, dirty or chocolate for the same pot. And there's one of three tea coffee chocolate machine. Self-service, so you're more than welcome to get into that. It'll be open for an hour and a half and then it'll be closed during the last 15 minutes of the cruise. So the cruise stop is going to be apart from that, folks, sit back and relax, enjoy your cruise and feel into this afternoon, and we'll get back to short. However, that's fresh water sits on top of the salt water, and it doesn't have to get nothing. Depending on the frequency and volume of rain, you'll find the rain will fresh water, or the frequency. And that creates a very unique marine environment. You notice the colour of the water is like because the fresh water is stained with the Yeah, blocked in the sunlight as you roll down into the salt water. So once 58 degrees, sometimes deep sea fishing coral is a musical flowing off the shallow. But after that is black coral, normally found at 200 metres of water. Here at Milford, 15 metres. This one's to our left, we're passing Queenstown Gully. It's quite spectacular, a bit of fresh snow up on those mountains up the back there. And so that gully to our left is also got recorded wind speed we've had through this part of the fjord was 170 knots. It's about 300 kilometres an hour, equivalent to a Category 5 cyclone. Now we get the wind speed through here because we're 44 degrees south of the equator, which is almost halfway to the South Pole. There's no immediate landmass west of us for 4,500 nautical miles. A lot of large storms frequent the southwest corner of New Zealand, where we are now, and they accelerate through these fjords. This point coming up in front of us on the left is called Copper Point, but the local nickname, of course, is Windy Point. Coming around Windy Point, folks. You got some beautiful waterfalls. Just ahead of us to the left, those two waterfalls next to each other are known as Pixie Fairy Falls. And Pixie Falls is the slightly taller one on the left at 90 metres in height. Fairy Falls just beside at 80 metres. These two waterfalls got their name from some early sailors that came into Milford, thought they could see pixies and fairies in these water dips. had something in their run because they haven't seen anything yourself. Don't forget to look at where they come from. We're going to go and have a good look at these two waterfalls, folks, but the best place to see them, of course, is outside up on the sunroom. Folks, you're going to start to feel that ocean roll very shortly. There is called sorry, that's called sacrifice. If you turn the left around, saying there's the wood shop management for it. We go underneath Australia and South Africa, halfway around the world. So all this stuff, the weather continues to go west, and the same as spring weather. Got about 4 days this week, roughly in town in the middle of May. We would soon discover that vast folks, we're going to see New Zealand fur seals. Once again, this is how Milford was first discovered by Europeans who came lucky at hunting these seals. It's their fur used for items of clothing, hats, jackets, and belts, and handbags. Also, rubber, oil used to in Europe and then in meat. The seals we get at Milford are all juvenile males, teenage boys. We don't have fully grown seals in here. That's because the colony is 2 miles north of the entrance. These juvenile males. These juvenile males get kicked out of their colony by the male seals for keeping their green females, so they come out here. They stay with us for 2 years with the children inside. They're big enough that they're nearly hunted to extinction in the 1800s before the government placed a ban on sealing and semi-nocturnal feeders, so they are sleeping at the moment. They feed during the change of light period, early morning and late evening, before we sleep during the day, where they can eat twice their body weight every 48 hours. Best place to see them is going to be on the left-hand side, folks. Don't all run at once, because we want to both. There's 2 on the large rock having a snooze there. Just sitting up there. There might be a couple more in amongst the beach, but they do blend in to look out for the rocks. Known in Māori as ki kino, which means to look around. It's quite often they'll sit up on their front and just look around and all sorts of things. Milford Sound, call them a rock sausage. Younger, this is the reply to your sensitive electronic devices, which may not wake up at all, so it's entirely up to you. Just a reminder, folks, if you're on the Sunday, please refrain from standing on the seats upstairs. That would be great. Yeah. Just jump off the seat. The lady on the back right hand corner. Cheers. Thank you. Alrighty. Good to go. So, Touch by Australia, wake up 10 years younger, folks. Just a reminder, waterboard and electronics do not mix very well. So, just keep you in mind.
Nou wegwezen.